Win a Pageant, episode 96. I know you dream of winning a pageant. You just need proper coaching. You're in the right place. Every Wednesday, I give you honest, step-by-step training to take you to the top. Let's win a pageant. Hey girl, welcome back to the Win a Pageant podcast. I'm your coach, Alicia Darby. Now, you probably already know my philosophy on pageant paperwork, but if not, I'm going to tell you right now. And that is that the top 10 contestants can usually be selected from paperwork alone. Most pageant women do not put a whole lot of effort into their paperwork, or at least not top 10 style of effort. My clients, we take days crafting their paperwork. We want it to be able to guide the interview seamlessly. We want to give them a leg up, okay? So one question that comes up often when doing paperwork is whether or not they should put their old pageant title on a new pageant title paperwork, okay? Like, you get what I'm saying. For example, if you were Miss Great Lakes 2014 in the Miss America organization, should you put that title on an application for a Miss USA pageant, for example, okay? So people really do have very differing opinions on this, and because each system is so different, there's really not a right or wrong way. Like, I can't say, oh, do it like this or exactly like this. So instead, in this episode, what I'm going to do is share with you 7 thoughts that your judges may have when they see, or if they don't see, past titles on your paperwork. And hopefully this gives you some insight so that you can help yourself decide whether or not you should put your past titles on your new paperwork. So when a judge sees a past title on the paperwork, they may think, number 1, oh, goody, 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 this one's gonna be good. Okay, so let's break that down. If this is totally true, like if you are head and shoulders above everyone else in your competition, then it would be awesome to put it on your paperwork, like to put an old title on this paperwork, because they're going to get excited, be like, oh, this girl, I can't wait. She's going to be really great. So they're going to be like holding out for you, right? If you truly know that you are not an outlier, like if you're like, oh, I can't totally say that, like I don't really think I'm like head and shoulders, it's going to be close, then leave it off. Because if you put it on and they get all excited for you, you will be scored lower if you don't live up to their inflated expectations. And it's possible they could have inflated expectations. Number 2, a judge might say, oh, good, she knows what to expect with a title. So if your past title and the title that you are competing for is more of a like lateral move than a down step in terms of audience reach and level of responsibility, then keep it on there, okay? So for example, if you were Miss USA and you're competing for Miss World, then I say leave it on, because that's going to be valuable to you. It's going to show that you know how to carry a national title, and especially something like Miss USA, that's huge, right? So if, however, you were Miss Glory of the Heartlands and now you're competing for Miss New York, don't put it on there, okay? Because that's a different thing, unless Miss Glory of the Heartlands is your local title for the state pageant or something, okay? If you were Miss Glory of the Heartlands and now you're competing for Miss Three Rivers, a parallel lateral move, then it would be okay to keep it on there, okay? So you get the idea. Number 3, your judge might say, oh boy, here we go. We've got a lifer on our hands. Okay. So having like, especially if you list out like 5 former titles over the last 5 years, this could put an instant target on your head. You might get an eye roll, someone looking to just trip you off of your pageant patty persona. Okay. In this case, if you do put it on there, please only put 1, maybe 2, maybe, but do not list like 12 titles, okay? Because it's like, it just gets like ridiculous. Like you don't have a life outside of that. You filled your whole thing up with just a whole bunch of titles, right? You'll want to also make sure that you come off incredibly warm, friendly, well-rounded, and like normal, okay? You can't be a pageant patty. If you're a pageant patty and you do have like 5 or 7 titles, do not put them on there, because it's going to be, you're going to remove the target from yourself by just leaving it off, okay? So a judge may also say, number 4, if they see a title on your paperwork, they might think, oh, cool, I'm excited to talk to this one. So if your judge loves pageant women, then she's going to love you. She's going to feel connected to you. She's like going to love talking to you. She's got something to talk about. It's going to be like fun to connect. She's going to trust that you know what you're doing. So if you don't impress her in that moment, then she's going to be disappointed. And then she might score you extra low because she wants to give somebody else an opportunity. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that everybody does this, so don't expect that every single person's going to. This is just an example of what could happen. Number 5, another thing someone might say is, this girl might not be loyal to us. Some pageants want the benefit of you having competed before because that makes you a high-level competitor, but they don't want you talking about it, okay? And that makes sense because if you were representing Pepsi, then they wouldn't want you talking about how you had a great year when you worked for Coke, right? So you will have to be prepared to express why you are overly interested in this new system, okay? And it has to be better than, well, I aged out of that other one, so I thought I'd try it here, okay? So if that's you and your pageant, you suspect that they might kind of like, there's a lot of this going on between the USA and the Miss America system. A lot of people think that there's this like rivalry between the two, and so they get all worried about putting their title on there. It's okay to put your title on there, right? That would be fine. Just be prepared to answer the question about loyalty. Like if you used to be Miss, Arkansas America, and now you're competing for Miss Arkansas USA, why? They're going to want to know, okay? And it's likely that your honest reason will be the best reason, okay? So don't be making up all kinds of wacky stuff about like, well, I just discovered that, this pageant's so much better than that one. Like, no, be honest. You are starting now to pursue a modeling career, or your platform is unfinished and you want to resource yourself with another title so that you're able to go out and change the world, okay? Whatever it is, stick with the truth, okay? But be prepared, okay? So number 6 and 7 are both what the judges might think about if you do not have past titles on your paperwork. So number 6, they might say, I wonder if this girl has any former experience. So sometimes the judges really do want you to have pageant experience because some pageant directors actually will ask the judges to greatly consider contestants with prior experience, especially in their system, potentially, because it usually makes for a better year. If a woman has never won a pageant before, then she might be in for a tough year. The first year can be difficult because you just don't know what to expect. You're still navigating the nuances of pageantry. So for these pageants, you'll want to show up looking like a total pro and maybe even bring up your experience in the interview. If you feel like that's something that would be important to them and you didn't put it on there, but you know that they would like experience, that's something you could bring up in your interview. Okay, number 7, the judges might not even think anything at all. Like, if you don't put a past title on your paperwork, they might not even notice it. They might just lump you in with all the other girls that didn't put titles on their paperwork. So you'll come in with a total fresh slate. They might still ask you, like especially if you show up extremely well prepared and you have obvious experience, they may ask you, do you have pageant experience? And then be honest. Tell them, yeah, I do. And share with them a little bit about the experience that has led you and how it's prepared you for this pageant. And that would be a pleasant surprise for most judges. So the bottom line is it's usually safe to include your past titles on your paperwork if you're making a lateral move. Okay, that would be the Miss USA to Miss World example, or if you are competing at a higher level within the same pageant system. So if you were Miss Nevada and now you're in Miss USA, okay, that's an obvious one, okay? The most important thing to really consider here to whether or not you want to put it on is how you're going to walk into the first round of competition. So if you say you have experience, you better be showing up prepared, sharp, engaged, talented, because they're going to be expecting a winner and you've got to prove yourself to them, okay? And if you are, then I say go for it. Put it on there loud and proud. Then be prepared to show yourself and prove your awesomeness because that, my dear, is how you win a pageant. So I would love to ask you a favor. I need your help. I know that YouTube is a really great resource for women looking for pageant coaching. So I recently uploaded all of our podcast episodes onto our YouTube channel. It's winapageant.com/YouTube. We'll take you there. And I would love if you would just pop over there and see what you think. We are going to have them organized by category so that they'll be easier for you to find specific trainings on platform or interview or wardrobe, things like that. And if you want to subscribe, that would make me so super happy. And if you're interested in getting the videos emailed to you every time we upload a new one, YouTube does that too, but you got to turn on the notifications when you subscribe. So you don't have to do that. Just subscribing alone would make me smile from ear to ear. So that would be great. Also, if you leave me comments and thumbs up on your favorite videos, then I'll know to do more videos just like that. So I really, really appreciate you showing your love and support. It's awesome having you as a member of the Win a Pageant podcast. So thanks for doing that. Again, you can find that at winapageant.com/YouTube. Thank you for subscribing, and I will see you next Win a Pageant Wednesday. Hey there, I'm Alicia Darby, and I just want to say thank you so much for watching that last video. If you totally loved it and got something from it, would you just click subscribe right here to subscribe to our YouTube channel? Hey, I am here for you, and I've got so many more trainings and videos for you. In fact, this one would be a really great one to watch next. Or if that topic doesn't interest you, then try this one. It's my most recent video training. So I think both of these would be really great for you. Thank you again so much for subscribing. I am honored to be your coach. I'll see you again soon.